The reef's about to rip the hull open. 400 people are about to find out what drowning in the middle of nowhere feels like. And it's entirely his fault for taking that shortcut. 17 seconds earlier. The radar's screaming, has been for 30 seconds now, which means he's already 13 seconds too late to avoid turning this cruise ship into a very expensive paperweight. The reef looms ahead like God's own cheese grater. Should have listened to the first mate about that shortcut. Should have slept more than 3 hours. Should have picked literally any other career. Dentistry, accounting, professional cat groomer. Anything that doesn't involve being responsible for 372 souls when the GPS decides to take a holiday. His hands hover over the helm, trembling. The crew's staring, waiting, all those competent faces looking at him like he's supposed to pull a rabbit out of a hat, except the hat's on fire and the rabbit's judgmental. Hard to port? Ram straight into the rocks, tear open the hull, sink within minutes, everyone drowns. His Wikipedia page will just be the word moron in 40 languages. Hard to starboard. Might clear the main reef, but there's that secondary formation. Checked the charts, approximately never 30 this morning, because coffee was more important. And if memory serves, it doesn't. There's a nasty outcropping that'll rip through the engine room like opening a sardine can with a chainsaw. Straight ahead. That's not navigation, that's just giving up with extra steps. Captain? Someone says behind him. Probably the navigator. The one who suggested double-checking that route, the one he'd waved off because he'd been doing this for 15 years, and what could possibly go wrong? That sentence aged like milk in the sun. His mouth tastes like copper and regret. His uniform's stuck to his back, sweat pouring down like his body's trying to abandon ship before the actual ship does. The wheels slippery under his palms. 372 people. 28 crew, 400 total lives betting on him making the right call in the next 9 seconds. His daughter's voice pops into his head. "Daddy, why do you go away on the boat?" Because Daddy's an idiot, sweetheart. Because Daddy's about to turn a luxury cruise into an unplanned swimming lesson. 6 seconds. The thing about maritime disasters is they're very democratic. Doesn't matter if you're in a penthouse suite or crew quarters. When the ship goes down, everyone gets the same drowning experience. Very egalitarian. Karl Marx would be proud, right before he drowned. 4 seconds. This is it. The moment they'll either make a movie about or use as a cautionary tale in maritime academies. Remember that guy? Don't be that guy. 3 seconds. But wait, the tide charts. This morning I'd seen 2 seconds. The depth sensors, the reef's lowest point where the coral hasn't built up yet. If he threads the needle, if he can slip between the two formations at exactly the right angle, cutting speed just enough to not tear the hull but fast enough to maintain steerage. 1 second. It's the dumbest idea he's ever had. Threading a 300-meter vessel through a gap that's maybe 350 meters wide, in the dark, with one shot. That's not navigation. That's just giving up with extra steps. He yanks the helm hard to port. Not all the way, just enough. Kills the engines, feels the ship shudder, the bow swings, his hands move on instinct, adjusting, compensating, doing calculations his conscious mind gave up on. "Brace!" someone shouts. The reef passes on starboard, close enough to spit at, close enough to see individual coral formations. Nature's own "you're an idiot" display. Portside's even closer. They're in the gap now, threading through at an angle that'll show up in his nightmares for 30 years. If he gets 30 more years. The ship groans. Metal screams. Something scrapes along the hull. Please be minor. Please be something insurance covers. The vessel lurches. Someone falls on the bridge. And then, they're through. Open water ahead. The radar's still screaming, but it's different now. The "you made it, you lucky bastard" scream. The bridge is silent except for equipment and someone's ragged breathing. His breathing. "Damage report," he croaks. "Minor hull scraping. Nothing catastrophic. No breaches. The engines restart. The ship lives. Everyone lives. 372 passengers who will never know how close they came to becoming headlines. 28 crew members who absolutely know and are probably updating their resumes. 400 people who get to see another sunrise because he managed, somehow, impossibly, to not completely bollocks up the one job he had."
His legs give out. He sits down hard on the deck. Let them see. Let them witness their captain become a human puddle. "Sir?" The first mate extends a hand. "That was stupid," he finishes. "That was categorically, phenomenally stupid. I was going to say incredible, but sure, let's go with stupid." He takes the hand, gets pulled up, his whole body's shaking. Adrenaline draining out and leaving nothing but exhaustion and the crushing weight of what almost happened. "New rule," he announces to the bridge. "We don't do shortcuts ever. I don't care if it adds 6 hours. We take the long way, the safe way, the boring way that doesn't involve me aging 40 years in 30 seconds. The navigator nods. "Noted, sir. Also, someone bring me a change of pants. And a drink. Several drinks." But he won't resign. Because someone has to get these 400 people to port safely, and apparently that someone is him, the idiot who just learned the hardest lesson of his career. Heroes don't take shortcuts through coral reefs at night. They just get very, very lucky that physics occasionally has a sense of humor.